What's up, guys? So, I know why you're all here. Y'all are here to see this reaction. And I have tried to stay away from this song for a while because I have been told that it's one of those songs that is all up in your feels, and the world has given me enough feels to deal with lately. So I've been, trying to stay away from that a little bit. But you gotta give into it at some point. So here we are. Only reason I'm nervous about this song is because of how it may affect me. This song is called How's the Heart, and it's by Nightwish. It's on their newest album. And if you haven't checked it out in full, go check it out. I know I still need to finish listening to the whole thing because I've only listened to the songs that I've reacted to so far. So without stalling any longer than I already have, let's see what kind of trip this takes me on.
Planet Rock.
See a mother with no child, meet a stranger, poor exiled. How's the heart while it still beats? Asks and no one, another John Doe. Sorrow hides well in your shell, a fellow man with her to spare. Here I am to share the fear, an act of kindness without a name. And how's the heart underneath the silence? How's the one drowning in the mire? Let us sound to human pain. Come in, the fire's warm, burn the rope and add some more. Where the cliff greets the sea, shared a story, took the lead. A rose uprooted, hidden out, you know where you've been there. Now there's one who came from me, a child of light, another tale. Dear one, night will come but not to stay. Oh, why? The answer's in the how's the heart underneath the silence? How's the one drowning in the mire? Let us sound a human pain. Come in, the fire's warm, burn the rope and add some more. Fair winds, my love, fly towards the calm, fly utterly lost towards a beating heart, a beating heart. How is the heart underneath the silence? How's the one drowning in the mire? Let us sound a human pain. Come on in, the fire's warm. How is the heart underneath the silence? How's the one drowning in the mire? Let us sound a human pain. Come on in, the fire's warm. How's the heart underneath the silence? How's the one drowning in in the mire. Let us out, human being, come on in. How's that heart underneath the silence? How's that one drowning in the mire? Let us out, human being, come in the fire's warm by the rope and ransom. How's that heart? How's that one drowning in the mire? Let us out, human being, come in the fire's warm by the rope and ransom.
Man, okay. That's a really good question to ask. Because, yeah, in light of recent events, I don't know. The answer to that question is I don't know. The world kind of 20 we'll just go with this. 2020 is not anybody's year. But so far things have gotten crazier and crazier each month that we go through. But this song, and especially this setting, is absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure I want to hear the studio version of this, because I feel like this is perfect. This song, I think the runs and everything that she does are fitting and understandable, I guess. Like, I understand how all the other songs kind of have a lot of vocal gymnastics in them, but this song, like, maybe it's apt because I've heard other songs from this album first, but it makes sense here. But I also love how clean her voice is. There's not extra stuff. There's not necessarily grit. There's not, I don't know. Vocally, it reminds me of Ilan, because it's just her singing. It's gentle. It's sweet. It's kind. It reminds me of the meme of, they always ask this, but they never ask that. Oftentimes, they never ask, how are you? That's the end of it. But this song, just going off the first question, not even the second question, but how is the heart in the silence? I think many of us do, like, especially when we are hurting, when we are broken, we tend to shut up. We tend to not want to share what's wrong, and that's why so many of us put on a happy face and carry on with life. Just like, I'm fine, and inside there's so much pain that either you feel like you can't share because people will judge you for not being perfect, or you can't share because you feel like it will inconvenience somebody because you hurt. I'm not going to pretend like my life is hard. Like, I know many people have lives that are harder than mine and more painful than mine, but at the same time, that doesn't mean I don't know what it feels like to hurt. And right now, being in the US, you just look at the country, if you will, and you just see a country that's broken, a country that's hurting, and not even a country, you see a nation of people that are hurting and don't know how to respond to that hurt. You don't. And there's no way to say anything sensitively anymore, and there's no way to be politically correct about how you say anything. And I think that's one of the huge problems that we have right now is everyone takes offense at anything. If I say that I empathize with people's pain, then someone's going to say, oh, no, you can't. You don't know what it's like. And if I say, just let it blow over, you're going to say you're insensitive because they're hurting. So whichever way you flip the coin, you lose nowadays. Like, you can't express compassion without somebody being offended by how you're compassionate. You can't turn a cold shoulder to it because, one, that's morally wrong, and also it's unkind. But if you were to, someone would blame you for that too. So it's basically, if you guard your heart, you get fucked. If you reveal your heart, you get fucked. Which is why, for some of us, I know in my case, I know my case, and that's all I can say. And in my case, it's hard for me to say anything positive about anything, because I feel like regardless of how I stand, where I stand, how I speak up, someone gets mad and somebody doesn't want to hear it, and you end up doing more damage than good. So I kind of just keep to myself because I don't know how to help at this point. And it's not that I don't see the pain, and it's not that I'm trying to be blind to it. It's that I don't know what to do, and I don't know how to help, and that sucks. Like, it really does suck. And I know the rest of the world is watching America right now, and I know certain countries are watching America and hoping that America falls apart and that there is no recovering for America because they don't agree with how America runs things and the fact that America is a superpower. I get that. I really do. But at the same time, I know there are many countries, and maybe not the leaders of countries, but there are many people that hope and pray that America does heal and that America fixes their issues. And I know there are many, many people in America on every side of every aisle that hope and pray that America can get their shit together. And that's probably one of the hardest things on the planet to reconcile here right now, is that people don't understand that if you don't agree on 100% of stuff, that doesn't mean that the person who disagrees with you hates you. Like, just because you're a Republican, for example, doesn't mean you hate Democrats. And just because you're a Democrat doesn't mean you hate Republicans. And just because your sexual orientation is one way doesn't mean you hate people of a different sexual orientation. Just because you're religious doesn't mean you hate atheists, and vice versa. Like, everyone is going to disagree on some things, and progress will never be made if everyone just tries to polarize stuff as much as things have been polarized. Like, politically, for example, moderates on both sides of the aisle don't have a home anymore because everything has become too extreme on the left and on the right. And that's speaking for an American standpoint. I don't know what politics are like in other countries, so I'm not going to speak to that. I'm going to speak to the country I live in and the country I know. And I think another thing that's hard for me about watching everything that's going on is I didn't like many people seem to think that if you sign up to go join the army or you sign up to go join the military, you sign up because you want to kill people and you want to destroy other people in other countries. And that's not true. Many of us, and I'll speak to me specifically. I signed up to join the army because I wanted to protect and defend the people I love here, and because I support the purest ideal of America, which is that everyone is created equal and everyone has a place to live free. And now I am aware of the political climate here. I'm aware that there is injustice in this country and there are issues in this country. And that's not what I don't support that injustice. I support the equality of everyone and everyone to feel just as free as everyone else. And I honestly don't know how to state that in a way that people won't get offended by it. And to me, especially after serving in the military, the flag is not about a party. It's not about corruption. The flag doesn't represent the evil in the country. The flag represents, to me at least, the purest ideals of America and what it was founded on, which was freedom and the idea of freedom for all. And that's, to me, what the flag represents. Now, you can come in here and tell me how America was built on the backs of slaves, and guess what? That's history. That's accurate. That America did have slaves and did mistreat people. But again, when you state all men are created equal, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it when that statement should be made. And I believe personally that all men and women are created equal, that we all have a right to that freedom and to that equality. And watching the country that you signed up to defend fall to pieces and burn to the ground is a very difficult thing to watch, because in my case, I just want everyone to be okay. I want things to get fixed. I want justice to be served, and I want freedom to extend to everybody. And again, like, I'm not presenting solutions here. I'm not going into specifics because I don't want to, and that's not the message I'm trying to get across right here, right now. But to answer the question of the song, how is the heart? Specifically mine, it's broken and it's hurt and it is confused as fuck and doesn't know what to do with itself. And that's kind of why I've stepped away from stuff, because I don't know how to process what's going on, and I don't even know what to think about pretty much anything and everything right now. And it would be so easy to just give up and say everything is terrible, everything is trash, and we might as well all burn in hell and give up, shoot yourself in the face, and disappear off the planet. Like, it would be so easy to do that right now, because everyone portrays, everyone shows, everyone talks about is how horrible everything is, and nobody wants to share anything positive or even think positively about anything. But I really don't want to do that. Like, I really don't want to just give up. And I know giving up would be the easiest thing to do right now. But like I just said, I don't want to. But somewhere, I don't know where I'm going to find the strength to keep going. And how to stay positive. Because, like I just said, everything hurts. And I'm not trying to minimize other people's pain. Like I've already said, everyone's going to misinterpret everything they possibly can, because so many people just enjoy being offended these days, which is another reason it's so hard to care about anything, because it's like, what's the use of caring if you just get crucified every time you try to, you know? To get back to the song, I love the song. I love this arrangement of the song. I love the message behind the song. And I can picture this song, you know, just sitting on the side of a mountain, you know. And it's a message that's kind of like pleading with the world to stop pretending that everything's okay. And stop pretending that hate is going to fix things. And if you just could reach out, you know, to the people around you and genuinely ask them, how are you? Like, and if they say fine, you say no. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, for real, how are you? And to genuinely care about how people feel. And maybe you don't. Maybe it's not required that you fix every problem on the planet. But I know if people could just be kind to each other and try to be kind and try to be loving towards people, and I mean all people, like, I'm not specifying by race, I'm not specifying by country, I'm not specifying by anything, because to me the human race is the human race. And the more color you put up to it, the more divided things get. And yeah, maybe we don't have complete equality yet, but I can't change that by myself. And the only way you're going to change it is everyone starts treating each other better. That's really all there is to it. Like, everyone has to start acting like they want to work together. And yeah, I don't know how the heart is doing, because it seems to me the heart is falling apart, and the heart is also in the middle of a heart attack, as well as I don't even know, you know. The heart's falling apart over here. We'll just say that. Everything's a mess. And this song asks that question, and I'm not really afraid to sugarcoat it and say that everything's okay, because everything's not okay. Everything's pretty much fucked, and it hurts. Everything hurts. So I'll leave it at that, but as always, thank you, Nightwish, for asking the question that needs to be asked, and hopefully at some point, I don't know when, because I personally don't have the hope, but hopefully at some point the world will be able to say the heart is okay and the heart is united and the heart will begin to heal. Yeah, this song is difficult to listen to, but it's not the most difficult song as far as songs, but right now its relevance hurts. And I kind of think that's part of the point. But anyway, I hope you guys, wherever you guys are, I hope y'all are okay. I hope y'all have recognized what's necessary to start healing, and to start healing from a community standpoint, from a neighborhood standpoint, from a county standpoint, to a state standpoint, to a country standpoint. Because you can't fix the world at once. You have to start where you are. So I just hope you start where you are, because that's the best thing we can do right now, is start where you are. Because you can sign all the petitions you want, but if you sign those petitions and then walk away, and you don't change how you personally interact, then it did nothing. It did nothing at all. And I know many people will sign shit just to say they did and then feel happy about themselves, but then won't go and try to change the lives of people around them for the better. And that doesn't mean shoving your ideas down their throat, just so you know. That means just being compassionate and kind and loving everybody around you equally, except for your spouse. Love them more and love your kids more, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are safe. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay kind. And I will see you guys, knock on wood, in the next video. Peace.